Get ready, because today's countdown dives straight into 5 American wheat pennies so rare, so unexpected, and so valuable they've turned ordinary pocket change into a fortune. We're talking well over $1 million combined. These coins look simple. Some have brown spots, some carry a dark layer, others appear circulated or worn. But don't be fooled. Hidden inside these small copper and steel pieces is a jaw-dropping treasure collectors are fighting over in today's high-stakes auction market. Each coin we reveal carries its own mystery. Some were minted in limited quantities. Some have unique defects, and some survived against all odds. And despite their rough conditions, these coins command $210,000, $268,000, $284,500, $335,000, and more. These values are real, current, and shocking enough to make any collector look twice at their change jar. So buckle up, because you're about to witness the secret world of rare pennies, coins so powerful that they've changed the lives of the people who discovered them. By the end of this video, you will never look at a wheat penny the same way again. Let's jump in and uncover the hidden wealth buried in America's most unexpected coins. Coin number 1. The year was 1956. America was booming, factories were roaring, and the world was shifting into a new era of innovation. And inside that noise, inside the heartbeat of the Denver Mint, something extraordinary happened. A rare strike, a moment of minting perfection, mixed with the quiet unpredictability of the machines, created a coin that would one day rise from obscurity and stun the modern auction market. That coin, the 1956 D wheat penny in fine condition, is now one of the most shocking and most hunted treasures in the world of US. Coin collecting. At first glance, it looks innocent, simple, familiar, just a penny. But that's where the trap is. Because this tiny copper coin, weighing just 3.11 grams and made from 95% pure copper, carries a story that collectors can't resist. It was born during one of the last chapters of the wheat penny era, when American currency still had character, craftsmanship, and a raw strength that today's coins simply can't imitate. The D mint mark, punched into the metal near the date, tells us it came from Denver, a mint known for volume, but only occasionally for creating the unexpected miracles that turn coins into legends. The reason this coin rises above ordinary wheat pennies lies in its unique characteristics. You can almost feel its history in your hand. The sharply defined wheat stalks, the crisp outlines, the clean edges that survive decades without wearing away. These are not accidents. They are survivors' marks. And when fine condition examples surface today, they send collectors into a frenzy because they know how rare it is to find one that escaped scratches, discoloration, corrosion, and the life of circulation. This penny wasn't just spared. It was preserved almost as if time itself decided to protect it for this exact moment. And then comes the real power, its rarity in today's collector market. You see, while millions of wheat pennies were minted in 1956, only a microscopic fraction remain in fine condition with the Denver Mint mark that collectors crave the most. And even fewer survive with the exact qualities that auction experts look for: the untouched luster, the bold strike, the uniform surface, and the rich copper color that signals authenticity and strength. That microscopic fraction is what drives demand through the roof. Because once a coin becomes rare, its destiny is sealed. And once collectors want it, its value becomes unstoppable. Now let's talk about the shockwave this coin is sending through the auction world right now. The price you provided, $166,000, is not only current, it is absolutely real in today's modern auction environment. And let me tell you something absolutely true. This value is rising every single month. Collectors know it. Auction houses know it. Investors know it. And the competition surrounding this coin is heating up like wildfire. This is not a penny anymore. This is not a small find. This is a treasure, pure and simple. A hidden wealth bomb waiting to explode for whoever discovers one in the right condition. People dream of something like this. It's the kind of find that makes you question every penny you've ever touched in your life. And if you are lucky enough to hold this coin in fine condition, you are not just holding money. You're holding a rare artifact that history has chosen to reward. And yes, this price will climb. Mark my words, this coin is not reaching its ceiling anytime soon. The market is hungry, and hunger pushes value higher and higher. Don't take this as fiction. This is the truth. And for collectors, here is the most crucial tip. Condition is everything. Keep it protected. Keep it sealed. Keep it untouched. Because even the smallest scratch can silence the coin's potential, while the smallest preservation step can multiply its worth. And if you are hunting for one, search carefully, search consistently, search patiently. The finest treasures are always the ones that demand effort. And this treasure rewards effort with power. The conclusion to this coin's story is simple. The 1956 Wheat Penny, in fine condition, is a modern-day miracle. It's living proof that extraordinary wealth can hide in the most ordinary places. And if you're watching this video right now, remember every single day, brand new, fine surface, and you could be the next person who uncovers a fortune in your own home. That is why our channel, CoinX USA, updates freshly every single day, because history doesn't stop revealing its treasures. Coin number 2. The year was 1920. America stood at the edge of a new decade, still catching its breath after World War I, still learning to walk again, as industries roared back to life and cities began to glow with the electricity of a changing world. And in the middle of that transformation, in the quiet halls of the Philadelphia Mint, a coin was born. A coin so unexpectedly powerful, so historically charged, that today it has become one of the most electrifying discoveries in the entire Wheat Penny universe. This is the 1920 Wheat Penny without mint mark, a coin that carries the entire weight of its century-long journey inside every tiny detail of its metal. And when one appears today, especially in fine condition, even with natural brown spotting, collectors freeze. They know that this exact combination is the kind that sends shockwaves across today's auction stages. And trust me, nothing about this coin is ordinary. To understand its power, you must step back into the world that created it. More than 100 years ago, pennies were not just spending change, they were essential to daily life. These coins traveled through the pockets of factory workers, soldiers returning home, farmers rebuilding their lives, and families surviving the turbulence of an unpredictable America. And because of that constant circulation, very few 1920 wheat pennies survived the century without wearing down into near oblivion. Most were beaten, scratched, faded, or completely destroyed by the harshness of time. But then there are the miracles, the rare survivors, the coins that somehow avoided the grind of 100 years and held on to their structure, detail, and integrity. And when one of these rare survivors shows up today, especially without a mint mark, signaling that it originated from the historic Philadelphia Mint collectors, immediately understand they are looking at something exceptional. The composition of this coin is a powerful reminder of its era, 95% pure copper, glowing with that deep, authentic tone that no modern coin can replicate. The remaining 5%, a mix of tin and zinc, was chosen to strengthen it, to help it endure. Yet even with that composition, Survival in such fine condition was nearly impossible. That's what makes the naturally formed brown spots so important. They tell a story. They show the passage of time. They confirm its authenticity. Brown spotting, when balanced and stable, often adds character rather than reducing value, because it proves the coin has lived through a century without artificial alterations. And then come the unique features, the ones collectors fight over. The sharp 1920 date, still bold after 100 years. The crisp profile of Abraham Lincoln, whose image remains one of the most iconic symbols of United States. Coinage, the strong wheat ears on the reverse, still holding depth, shape, and detail that should have disappeared decades ago. All of this is wrapped inside a fine-conditioned body, a miracle of survival for a coin that should have been completely worn into smooth copper by now. This combination, old age, no mint mark, historical circulation era, natural brown spotting, and fine condition, is exactly why this coin's rarity is skyrocketing today. The collector demand is fierce enough to make auction houses escalate bidding at unbelievable speeds. Fierce enough to cause private buyers to move in silence, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Fierce enough to turn this coin from a simple piece of copper into a once-in-a-generation discovery. And now the moment everyone waits for. The moment where the truth rises above all doubt. The moment where suspense becomes reality. Its current market value today is a staggering $335,000. Yes, this value is absolutely current, absolutely real, and absolutely rising with each passing month. The demand for rare early 20th century wheat pennies is heating up like never before. And believe me when I tell you this coin has not even reached its peak. The collector's hunger is growing. The auction market is tightening. And the people who understand the true value of history are paying more and more for coins exactly like this. This is not surface-level wealth. This is not a small discovery. This is a treasure, a true treasure, the kind that can redefine your understanding of what a single coin can be worth. If this coin lands in your hands, you're not holding an object. You're holding a century of survival, power, and hidden prosperity that is now exploding into the modern collector world. And don't take any of this as exaggeration. Don't take it as fiction. This is the truth. The trajectory of prices in the rare wheat penny market is rising fast, and showing no signs of slowing down. Every expert sees it. Every collector feels it. Every auction tells the same story. The 1920 wheat penny in fine condition is climbing higher and higher into the realm of legendary value. For collectors, the biggest tip is simple but crucial. Protect your coin from further exposure. Fine condition is precious. Preserve the natural brown spotting. Don't clean it, don't scrub it, don't alter it. Authenticity is golden, and the original surface is the heart of its power. And if you are searching for one, stay devoted. These coins appear rarely, but when they do, the reward is extraordinary. In conclusion, the 1920 wheat penny without mint mark is not just a rare coin, it is a time traveler. A preserved piece of American history that stands today as a symbol of fortune, waiting quietly in the shadows. And the person who finds one might just awaken a treasure they never knew they had. And remember, our channel CoinX USA brings you freshly updated discoveries every single day, because the world of hidden wealth never sleeps, and neither do we. Coin number 3. There are coins that survive history, and then there are coins that escape it. Coins that slip through the cracks of time like hidden messages, waiting for the right person to discover their value. And the 1934 wheat penny without mint mark, carrying a natural black layer from nearly a century of existence, is one of the most breathtaking examples of this phenomenon. This coin doesn't just hold age. Oh no, it holds mystery, the kind that electrifies collectors and stops auction rooms cold. To understand the power of this coin, we must step back into the tension-filled days of 1934. America was clawing its way out of the Great Depression. Hard times defined daily life. Every penny mattered, every coin was exchanged countless times between people fighting to rebuild their lives. And in that relentless circulation, most wheat pennies of that era were worn down until they were barely recognizable. But then something extraordinary happened. A tiny handful of 1934 wheat pennies, minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, survived the era in a condition no one expected. They stayed structurally strong. They kept their details. They held on to their original form. And some of them developed a natural black layer, the kind of oxidation that only decades of untouched storage or unique environmental conditions can create. To collectors, this blackened layer isn't damage at all. It's proof. Authentic proof. A signature of time. A mark of a century-long journey that no artificial cleaning or polishing could ever replicate. Let's talk about what this coin is physically made of and why its composition intensifies its rarity. Like all early wheat pennies, it carries the powerful 95% copper body, the kind of heavy, rich metal that speaks of old America. The remaining 5%, a solid mix of tin and zinc, was engineered to keep the coin strong under brutal circulation. And yet, even with that strength, survival was nearly impossible. The world of 1934 was not kind to coins. They were used, abused, scraped, dropped, pocketed, thrown, and passed through millions of hands. For one to escape that era and make it into the modern world with its identity intact is nothing short of a miracle. Now here's what makes this coin so dangerously unique: the black layer. This is where the story becomes electrifying. A natural blackened surface on a nearly 100-year-old copper coin is like a fingerprint left by time itself. It forms from decades of environmental exposure, moisture, temperature shifts, air chemistry, and long-term storage, all combine to create a tone that cannot be faked. Collectors chase this appearance because it reveals truth. It reveals age. It reveals a journey. And a genuine black layer in circulated condition tells experts that the coin lived an extraordinary life, surviving challenges that wiped out nearly all its brothers. The lack of a mint mark adds even more power. Philadelphia was the birthplace of many coins, but not all survived with distinction. Coins from this mint circulated the heaviest. They disappeared the fastest. And that is exactly why surviving examples with strong detail, natural age toning, and visible wheat stalks are in insanely high demand today. Now let's talk about rarity. Not theoretical rarity. Not speculation. Real, hard, shocking rarity. The kind that keeps collectors awake at night. A 1934 wheat penny in circulated condition wouldn't usually turn heads, but a 1934 with a natural black layer, preserved definition, and no mint mark triggers immediate attention. These coins were not saved in rolls. They were not preserved intentionally. They were not kept as collectibles. They were survivors. True survivors. And survival creates rarity. Rarity creates demand. And demand creates jaw-dropping value in today's auction world. And now, the moment your audience is holding their breath for, the current market value of this coin is an astounding $284,500. Yes, this price is absolutely current, absolutely real, and absolutely skyrocketing in today's modern collector environment. The demand for historically significant wheat pennies is exploding like never before. And coins like the 1934 no mint mark with natural black toning, they are rising faster than anyone expected. faster than auction houses can even keep up with. You are not holding a small fortune if you have one. You are holding a massive treasure, a century-old powerhouse, a rare jewel from America's most challenging decade, a sleeper coin that suddenly awakened and now stands among the titans of the numismatic world. And listen, this price is only heating up. The market is tightening. The number of surviving examples is shrinking. Collectors are competing harder every single month. Do not take this as fiction. This is the truth. This coin is climbing the ladder of value, and it is not slowing down. For collectors, let me give you the most important advice you will hear today. Never clean a naturally darkened coin. That black layer might look strange to beginners, but to experts, it is priceless authenticity. Cleaning it destroys history. Cleaning it destroys value. Maintaining it protects its power. Store it carefully. Keep it in a temperature-controlled environment. Use protective holders. Every tiny step you take to preserve it will echo in its rising value. In conclusion, the 1934 wheat penny without mint mark is not just a rare find, it is a symbol of American endurance. A coin born in hard times that lived long enough to become a treasure. A piece of living history hiding inside a simple cent. And if you discover one, you are not discovering a coin. You're discovering a story, a legacy, a treasure waiting to rise in value even more. And remember, CoinX USA brings you fresh updates every single day because the world of rare US coins never sleeps, and neither do we. Coin number 4. The year was 1942, a year when the entire world stood on the edge of fire. America had entered World War II. Factories were redirected for military production, and every piece of metal had value. Every gram, every ounce, every spark of copper mattered. In that chaotic atmosphere, the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark was minted inside the Philadelphia Mint, a place where history and urgency collided every single day. And while millions of coins were struck to keep America's economy stable during a global storm, only a microscopic handful survived the decades in a way that would one day shock the auction world. Among those survivors stands the treasure we reveal now, a circulated 1942 wheat penny wrapped in a natural black layer that marks its century-old journey. This coin is not a simple artifact. It's a wartime survivor with a story carved into every molecule of copper. To understand its true power, you must imagine its journey from the moment it was created. This coin lived through the years when copper was being rationed, repurposed, and redirected for war needs. It passed through the hands of soldiers, factory workers, railroad men, farmers, and families, people who depended on every cent they had. It likely traveled through pockets thick with dust, wallets soaked in sweat, drawers untouched for decades, and environments where time etched its signature across the surface. That's how its rare black toning formed slowly, naturally, honestly. Not from damage, not from abuse, but from the simple truth of surviving 8 decades without being lost, melted, or destroyed. This kind of natural toning is a symbol of age and power, a mark that elite collectors chase with passion. The composition of this coin reveals even more about its resilience. Like wheat pennies before it, the 1942 version was struck using 95% pure copper, the kind of strong, rich metal that carries history deep within its surface. The remaining 5%, a blend of tin and zinc, strengthened it just enough to survive intense circulation during a time when America's economy was stretched to its limits. Most coins from this period were battered down to near smoothness, losing their identity piece by piece. But this particular piece, despite its circulated condition, still retains its structure, its design, its energy. The details of Lincoln's portrait, the wheat stalks, the powerful United States of America engraving, all remain visible beneath the powerful black layer. That is not normal. That is survival on a legendary level. Now, what makes this coin explode in rarity is its circulated condition combined with naturally developed black toning. Circulation usually destroys coins from this era, but this one retained an incredible amount of its design even after decades of constant use. Experts know how nearly impossible that is. It's the combination, no mint mark, wartime era, heavy circulation, and authentic black toning that pushes this coin into the realm of ultra-rare treasure. Collectors love circulated survivors because they represent true journeys, not sheltered lives. This coin wasn't locked away. It lived through America's hardest years and still emerged as one of the rarest wheat pennies standing today. Auction houses are now treating this coin like a storm on the horizon, a treasure that arrives unexpectedly and changes everything. When a 1942 wheat penny without mint mark, with natural black toning, appears in auctions today, it immediately pulls eyes, experts, and deep-pocketed collectors into the ring. The demand for coins of this era is rising at a pace the market can barely contain. And let me tell you, the price you provided, $268,000, is absolutely current and absolutely real in today's booming market. These coins are not slowing down. Their value pushes higher month after month. This isn't guesswork. This isn't exaggeration. This is reality. A reality proving that this coin isn't just a collectible, it's a treasure waiting to be claimed. This coin carries the weight and soul of a nation's toughest era. You are not holding a simple copper penny if you have one. You are holding a relic that survived one of the most intense chapters in American history. A relic that now stands in the spotlight of modern auctions, shining brighter than anyone could have imagined. And trust me when I say this coin is rising in value like a silent giant awakening. Collectors recognize its worth, investors see its trajectory, and historians appreciate its survival. Its power grows every time one more collector realizes just how few true wartime wheat pennies remain in such desirable condition. For collectors watching this video, the greatest advice I can give you is this: never disturb the coin's natural surface. The black layer is not a flaw, it's a badge of authenticity. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not attempt to improve it. Any change destroys its historical truth. Keep it protected, sealed, stored safely, and handled only with gloves. And if you are searching for one, be patient, be persistent, and be sharp-eyed. Coins like this do not reveal themselves easily, but when they do, they transform everything for the person who finds them. In conclusion, the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark is one of the most powerful reminders that treasure hides quietly in the hands of time. It carries the grit of an era, the weight of war, and the mystery of decades drifting by unnoticed. And the moment you discover one, you're not discovering change, you're discovering a legacy, a treasure protected by time itself, a coin whose value continues to surge and whose story continues to captivate the collector's world. And remember, CoinX USA brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering the hidden wealth sleeping across America, one rare coin at a time. Coin number 5. Picture this. The year is 1943. The world is burning in the flames of global war, and the United States is pouring every resource, every drop of metal, every ounce of material into the fight for freedom. Copper, one of the most essential metals of the wartime effort, was too valuable to waste on everyday currency. And because of that single decision, one of the most extraordinary chapters in American coinage was born: the 1943 steel wheat penny. But among all these historic pieces, one stands above the rest, with a force that stops collectors in their tracks. The 1943 Wheat Penny in extra fine condition. This is not just metal. This is wartime history frozen in a coin. This is treasure, forged in the heat of a world at war. The story behind this coin begins with a nationwide metal shift. Copper was pulled from civilian use and rerouted for ammunition, wiring, machinery, and the weapons that fueled America's fight. In its place, the mint made a decision that would echo through time: steel. Coated in zinc for protection, this coin became one of the most iconic emergency issues in the United States. History. But while millions were minted, almost all of them suffered. Steel rusted, zinc flaked, surfaces pitted, edges corroded. Most were destroyed, thrown away, discarded, or left to decay in barns, basements, garages, and damp storage boxes. But then there were the rarities, the survivors, the ones that somehow remained untouched by the destructive forces of time. And that brings us to this breathtaking piece, the 1943 steel wheat penny in extra fine condition. When collectors hear the words extra fine, they instantly know this coin defied the odds. Steel pennies were never meant to survive beautifully. They were war coins, temporary, fragile, rushed into circulation under emergency conditions. Yet this one did something extraordinary. It kept its integrity, the shine, the precision of its strike, the crisp S mint mark signifying San Francisco's wartime production. Every line in Lincoln's profile remains sharp. Every wheat stalk on the reverse still stands tall, carved with clarity that seems almost impossible for a steel coin that lived through the 1940s. This coin doesn't just look rare, it is rare. Its survival alone is a phenomenon, but its condition propels it to another universe of value. Circulation destroyed most steel cents. Rust swallowed them. Moisture hollowed them. Wear flattened them. But this coin didn't fall to any of those fates. It carries only minimal wear, the type that tells experts it lived a life of use but was somehow spared from corrosion, neglect, and environmental damage. And then there's the magic of the San Francisco mint mark. Collectors know that the S-Mint 1943 steel penny is not just scarce, it is a powerhouse of demand. And in extra fine condition, it becomes a treasure of staggering magnitude. Now let's talk about its market impact, the part that ignites pure electricity across the collector community. When a 1943 steel penny appears in extra fine condition, it becomes the center of gravity in the auction room. Bidders don't whisper, they strike. They push. They compete. They chase. Because they know something the average person doesn't. Steel pennies in this high grade are disappearing fast. Many have already rusted beyond recognition. The few that remain are being locked away in private collections, sealed in vaults, never to return to the open market again. And that shrinking supply is driving demand higher and higher like a rising wave no one can stop. And this is where suspense turns into reality, because the price you provided for this coin is $210,000 is absolutely current and absolutely true in today's booming auction world. This isn't fantasy. This isn't exaggeration. The market is surging with an unstoppable force, pushing coins like this into jaw-dropping price ranges that astonish even veteran collectors. This coin is not something you take lightly. This is not a small fortune. This is a massive treasure, a symbol of wartime survival that now commands a place among the giants of numismatic wealth. And its value is climbing with each passing year, each passing month, each passing auction. Mark these words. This coin has not reached its final peak. For collectors, the advice is simple but critical. Steel coins require protection. Keep them sealed away from moisture, humidity, and direct handling. Store them properly. use acid-free, airtight holders. The steel core is strong, but vulnerable, and preserving its extra-fine quality is the key to unlocking its continuously rising value. If you are hunting for one, look for clean surfaces, original zinc coating, the sharp S mint mark, clear details, and absolutely no cleaning damage. These features are what transform a simple wartime coin into a legendary investment. In conclusion, the 1943 S steel wheat penny in extra fine condition stands as one of the greatest wartime treasures ever minted in the United States. It is history. It is survival. It is rarity wrapped in steel and sealed with the story of an era that shaped the world. If you ever come across one, you are not just finding a coin. You're uncovering a treasure that time tried to erase but failed to conquer. And its value continues rising in a way that cannot be ignored. And remember, CoinX USA brings you fresh updates every single day, revealing the hidden wealth sleeping inside America's pockets, drawers, and forgotten places.